today's preview, we're going to fly Canyonlands and Arches National Park. This is part of the Navajo Volcanic Field series. This flight plan is more about canyon blasting than sightseeing. It flies up the Colorado River, and the canyon is so deep that the satellite imagery is, at least last time I flew it, the satellite imagery was kind of not great, but can't really blame them. It's down in a deep canyon. But we'll go through Arches National Park as well, and we'll land at Canyonlands Field. So let's go ahead and fly it. So we're going to want to zoom in relatively close because I'm going to fly the canyon, so I'm going to want to watch ahead. Now you really should take off from the other end of the airstrip, but since I was going to dive straight into the canyon, I didn't bother. I'm flying the Diamond DA40 NGX. I would probably normally fly this in EX300 or maybe even the P51 Mustang from the Reno air races. This flight plan is already available on the website, as are all 5 of the Navajo Volcanic Field. You can find them at simflightplan.com/series/Navajo. I'll put the link to it in the description box. Alright, so this is Rockfall Canyon. This is a good example of where a flight plan comes in handy because I've got a fork in the canyon, and with the map, it's easy to tell which way is the Colorado River proper and what is just a feeder. I don't usually use the transparency in flight plan on these previews, but notice I've got my transparency turned up, or I guess turned down a little bit, so that I can see these rock walls through my map. And we're coming up on Gypsum Canyon. Gypsum Canyon here. Oh, and I'm actually supposed to climb up out. So I used the flight plan to help me find a safe route to climb out of the canyon. Now, if I was flying the EX300 or the P51, I would have just flicked up out of the canyon, but depending on what you're flying, you might have to pick your way through. So I climbed up out just to follow the flight path more accurately, but as you can see, it just follows along the Colorado River. I could have stayed down in the canyon. We're going to dive back down there momentarily. So one of the reasons I climbed out of the canyon in the first place was I figured once I dive back in, I can pick up some speed. If I was flying one of the faster aircraft, I probably would have just stayed in the canyon. Okay, so it's another good example of why I keep my map open, so I know which branch I'm taking. Now in reality, this is the Colorado River, and I'm a little busy right now. I can't look up the name of the other river. Okay, we can see there's a big S-turn coming up. You just fly up over this little ridge, you'll be on the other side, but I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the river. And see, here's the other side of our little escape hatch. If you come up over that ridge and make a hard left, you'll be back on course. Okay, so this is Sheep Bottom. Just like all the other waypoints, there's really nothing different to see at each waypoint. I just put waypoints out here to help track distances, just so you can sort of track your progress. We're out of the deepest part of the canyon, I think, so we'll be climbing up away from the river here shortly and then getting into Arches National Park. And I think that's pretty much it for the deep canyons that are fun to blast through, although I'm following the route. There's plenty of side canyons. If you didn't get your fill, there's plenty more where that came from, all over the place. Help yourself. They don't call it Canyonlands for nothing. So they call that airport campground. I guess because that mesa looks like a control tower. Got excited for a minute. Maybe there was an airstrip out here. There's Fiedler Natural Arch. You can see the trails that lead to it, but obviously a satellite has a tough time seeing an arch. If we look on the other side, where that road is, I believe is where they call it Thelma and Louise Point. That's where Thelma and Louise drove their car off the cliff, I think. I've been ignoring ATC. Presumably, if you were doing this in real life, there would be officers waiting for you when you land. Pretty sure you're not allowed to go canyon blasting through Canyonlands Nat'l Park. There's a potash plant. Depending on when you come, I don't think it has anything to do with the time of year. It probably just has to do with the last time the satellite came over. But those ponds change colors from blue to pink to, I think, yellows. It looks like some of them are pink over there. But depending on when you fly this, a lot of times these potash pools are all different colors. Yeah, see, there's one pink one over there along the canyon wall. But a lot of times these are all different colors. I assume drying beds of some kind. I think potash is used for fertilizer? Gunpowder, maybe? And this is Anticline Overlook. I've been gradually picking up altitude gently so that I can maintain airspeed. But you can fly the canyon if you want all the way out, but you are going to have to gain some altitude here at the end. Just the other side of this ridge is Arches National Park. And it looks like you want to be somewhere between 5,500 and 6,000 to clear it. I didn't put any elevations in this flight plan with the assumption that the fun part about it is flying naked to the earth. I believe off there in the distance, right off our nose, is Balanced Rock, but right on the other side of this ridge, there's the entrance to the park right there. And you can see all the arches listed. Some of these you can actually see on the satellite imagery as like a deep shadow in some of the cliff faces. I don't even know if that's on the flight plan, but we're going to find out. Here's Balanced Rock. Don't think I have to explain why they call it that. I noticed that what looks like an arch over there, which is not on our flight plan. That may just be a shadow, but we're going to go find out. So this is off the flight plan, but it looks like someone has come in and enhanced Delicate Arch. You could drop a waypoint right on it and give it a name. I'm not going to, since this is the preview for the one on the website, but Delicate Arch is right there. So it looks like you may want to explore Arches National Park and see how many more arches you can find. There's dozens and dozens of them. They're all marked on the Google map. There's Landscape Arch. I put this waypoint on here because I did run across that one, and since it's tucked here behind the ridge line, it's tricky to find. Looks like Arches National Park is really a treasure hunt. That was a good waypoint to use to change our course towards the airport. Switch to satellite. I don't need transparency anymore. Yeah, we'll just come in whatever that is. Been ignoring ATC the entire time. If this was in real life, probably the federal marshals would be waiting for me. Man. And as they say, any landing you survive is a good one. So this is Canyonlands Airfield, and that's the end of our preview. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Remember, you can download this flight plan for free off of simflightplan.com/downloads, along with all of our other flight plans. They're all free for everyone. Just load them up in Microsoft Flight Simulator and off you go.